Through the adversity of Jim Crow laws that treated us like second-class citizens and sometimes left us feeling defeated, still, together we rose. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Clinton Lee Blackwell, Jr., and I am the second vice president of the Oklahoma City NAACP Youth Council and the historic Oklahoma City Youth Chapter. I'm here today to speak to you about the theme of this event, which is Together We Rise. Now, what does that mean? I'll tell you what it means, or at least what I believe. First, let me give you a little bit of background information before I tell you my interpretation. During the period of 1890 through 1957, 18 Jim Crow laws were passed in Oklahoma. Here are 5 major Jim Crow laws. In 1907, separate schools for white and colored children were to be provided by the legislature. And also in 1907, indigent persons housed in a poorhouse at public expense were excluded from voting. In 1915, telephone companies were to maintain separate booths for white and colored patrons. In 1954, separate restrooms in mines were required. And in 1955, marriage of anyone of African descent to one who is not white was prohibited. The penalty was up to $500 and 1 to 5 years of imprisonment. Blacks were hosed down, bitten by dogs, beaten by policemen, just to retaliate against us. It wasn't our fault. We just weren't like back then, and to this day we still aren't. But we never gave up. We've always overcame our battles. We've been through lynches, hatred, trials, tribulation, devastation, sit-ins, and segregation. We've been through so much that it's a shame. We would get pushed down, but we will always rise back up. An example of this prowess would be a woman by the name of Clara Shepard Looper. She was the catalyst of the civil rights movement, not for just Oklahoma, but for America as a whole. Looper was so impressed by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and what he did to fight for equality that she started to follow him and do the same thing in Oklahoma. Back in 1957, she was the advisor for the Oklahoma City NAACP Youth Council. Her sit-ins and other actions made it possible for us to eat in the same places as other races. They made it possible for us to become more politically involved in our state. And they just made it possible for us to be where we are today. You know, everywhere I go, I hear, oh, NAACP is just for blacks only. No, it's not. The NAACP is for everyone. National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Colored. That means black, white, Hispanic, The term colored does not refer to just us anymore, and it never did. Everyone is of color. There are many different colors. Just like Skittles, there's a rainbow. That's what Dr. King conveyed unto his audience on August 28, 1963. We must keep the dream and never let it go. So, what does Together We Rise mean? Well, for me, it means that no matter who tries to keep me down, it will not work because I'm determined to work hard and know that if God delivered my people from their circumstances, then surely He will continue to keep me favored in all that I do. However, for us, it means we must reconcile to rise above hate, to rise above defamation, to rise above torture, racism, all other negativity. When it's all said and done, and when the day is over with, we'll leave everything that's detrimental behind. And together, we will rise. Thank you, and God bless you.
All right.